Who watched Game of Thrones? Like everybody on this half of the room and only a few people on this half of the room. That's an issue. I don't know how that happened, but for those of you who didn't watch it, who knew people who watched it and annoyingly wouldn't stop talking about it? Everybody? I'm just going to assume everybody. I was one of those annoying people. I was obsessed with this show, talked about it all the time. I think it's one of the best shows ever. It was probably the most culturally significant show of my lifetime. And I say that because of simply that question, that if you didn't watch it, you certainly heard people talking about it and heard people that were obsessed with it and saw posts about it. The first show in my lifetime that I felt like if I missed an episode, I wouldn't feel comfortable going to work the next day or going online because I'd be terrified for spoilers. The last season got 44 million viewers an episode. There's only 6 episodes in the last season. It had 264 million views in 2019. 264 million views. That is a ton of views, especially for a paid cable platform like HBO. And everyone in this room knows what Game of Thrones is, right? Most culturally significant show of our lifetime. Who knows who this is? So I got no hands, no guesses, nobody knows who this is? All right, if I tell you his name is Albert Can Cook, does that help anybody? Anybody watch Albert Can Cook? Okay, that's fine. That's fair. I use Albert Can Cook as my example because, like all of you, he is in the food industry. Albert Can Cook is a YouTuber and a TikToker who makes videos about food. He makes recipes. He influences what consumers cook, how they cook it, what they put in their carts at the grocery store. Maybe it's not a fair comparison to Game of Thrones, which I said is the most popular or the most culturally significant show of my lifetime, that everyone here knows who it is. Because Albert Can Cook is the 1,752nd most watched channel on YouTube. So he's not exactly like the top of YouTube. 1,752nd. Albert Can Cook, the guy in the food industry, influencing what people eat, at 1,752nd most viewed channel on YouTube, got 3.5 billion views in the last 12 months. He got 3.5 billion views in the last 12 months. Let me go back. Game of Thrones, the final most watched season of Game of Thrones, got 264 million views. This guy that no one in this room has heard of, that no one in this room recognizes, this room full of food industry professionals, this guy got 3.5 billion views in the last 12 months. This guy at a massive, massive scale is impacting your consumers. He's having an effect on your consumers. The fact that you don't know who he is, you should see that as a problem. You should see that as something you need to address, that your businesses need to address. Because like Grandpa Simpson said, if you're not working to keep up, if you're not working to understand what's it, you will get left behind.